Hello, I'm Grace and this is my wardrobe. I work from home, and so this part is my office come walk-in wardrobe, which is every girl's fantasy, and I haven't really got space to have a proper walk-in wardrobe, so this is my kind of makeshift walk-in wardrobe. This rail here is kind of my go-to quick, already styled kind of outfits. And then there's some other, I picked this out. This is by a designer called Yang Du, who I work with. She's just got new gen, so she's going to be coming through quite soon. Everyone's going to be knowing her. She's been being worn by Paloma Faith and Marina and the Diamonds, those kind of giraffe dresses. This is her knitwear, which is kind of much more practical if you don't want to go out looking like a surrealist animal. And then I'm big on hats. This is my Stephen Jones that I'm wearing a lot at the moment. Especially when you get caught in the rain, having a hat is amazing because you can wear it as a style statement, and then also your hair doesn't get ruined, which is great. My own style, I wear a lot of colour, and even though I'm kind of in jeans, I change up a lot. I see people in the street, and if I don't have the glasses on, a lot of the time people don't recognise me because I wear looks every day. I don't have a specific style because I see my style as a kind of experiment. It's like a sort of style laboratory because a lot of the time I'm trying stuff out for clients, or I'm trying stuff out like new trend stuff, new colours, how people react to colours is quite interesting. This is a lovely little vintage coat that I picked up in Blackout 2 on Endell Street, and I've been wearing it very much. There was a beautiful shoot in Vogue that was like really feminine, very 60s, almost kitchen sink drama. So like pencil skirts, classic kind of, you know, more kitten, that sort of kitten heely shape that's kind of going on, that very sort of Prada campaign shoe, a little kind of 60s coat, pencil skirt, and like a really lovely cute little jumper. It's really feminine. This is very Mad Men, I have to say, that kind of very sort of really womanly kind of style that, you know, little girls can't carry that off really. There's lots of vintage on here, lots of colour. I inject a lot of colour through my vintage pieces. And then I'll pick up stuff like Medium Kershaw for Topshop and mix that in with some, you know, Rick Owens Dark Shadow here. I love that piece. And then here I've got like a vintage Gautier suit, which I've been rocking out quite a lot. With evening wear, I'm really loving really long. I've been doing chiffon, you know, completely see-through, but which I had somebody scream at me the other day. I wore it. I was just going to an event, and it was the sort of Dolce & Gabbana Antonio Berardi catwalk trend, which is like a see-through chiffon dress with underwear. And I was going to an event, and a woman screamed at me in the street out of shock. I couldn't believe it. But anyway, I'm loving sort of long line stuff, really kind of the juxtaposition of just, so it's not your usual, it's not, hold on, there, not your usual sort of glamour. I think this is it's sort of vintage but modern, and that's when people say what do I do, what's my styling ethos, I'm kind of like somewhere between safe and completely bonkers, and I think that this is kind of that, this represents that, and it's actually really sexy on because it's stretch wool and it really shows off your curves. And I've just been working on a project with La Roux. We got Boudica to make her an incredible suit, black and gold suit, for her new video. And I spied this while I was knocking around the studio over there. And then I managed to get my, you know, my sticky little paws on it. I think there's only one that exists in the whole world. As you can see, I've got a bit of a thing for shoes. One of my big styling tips is that if you spend a lot of money on shoes and coats, you can put whatever you want in between. You can wear like a crappy old pair of jeans and a vest, but as long as you've got an amazing pair of shoes and a coat, you are well away. So these are some of my favourites here, and this pair of shoes here is they're particularly funny. They're kind of like my extortionately expensive Fendi stripper shoes. They look like stripper shoes. That I bought for Britain's Next Top Model as a kind of treat to myself. And then when we were out in Malaysia, Elle went to me one day, she was like, babe, can I borrow those shoes you wore yesterday? And I was like, Elle, we can't wear the same shoes. She was like, oh, but I love them, let me wear them. And she wore them. So Elle and I have been sharing shoes. And then there's, I've got a couple of pair of Nicholas Kirkwood, there's an older pair, and then the ones from Road Art, which I've been wearing a lot recently. I've been seeing quite a lot of those, but they were so expensive that I have to get my wear out of them and literally wear them every day, even though they're quite bonkers. What I'm kind of known for is sort of evening wear in the day, which is, you know, sort of glamorous looks that you wouldn't expect during the day, sort of turning things on its head a bit. So I would wear something like this, perhaps not with the boots, but I'd wear them with I'd wear it with my jeans underneath, and then with a pair of those lovely Prada-esque stilettos. I've got the little red Isabel Marant, which then I've been matching to my lipstick, a kind of a matte NARS pencil, which I've been using. It's really, really nice. And so then, if you need to, whip out some jewellery or something fabulous and just put on an evening coat, and you've got an evening look as well. I love that. And the sort of that vibe for that retro look, you don't have to go out and buy vintage clothes to achieve it. Dolce & Gabbana and D&G always have that beautifully classic retro look,